In today's short video, we're going to show you how you can delete an erroneously entered donation or contribution. Now, where we're going to start with this, in this case, I'm in the political version of the application, so I'm going to open up the voters component here. However, if I were in nonprofit, the default label for this main component for contacts would be labeled donors. Now, it's always important to note that that label is actually customizable. So you may find it labeled contacts, members, people in orgs, or whatever your database administrator has set this label as. But the important thing is to be able to landmark how to find your major component for identifying your contact records. And so you're always going to find it above your households and addresses. If we have a state voter list available for the state that you reside in, you'll see it just above that. So if I look above my households and addresses, I will find voters, donors, contacts, members, etc. But I'm going to open up that primary component, and then I'm going to go search for the individual whom I added an erroneous gift for today. And so I added one a little bit earlier. Now, once the name comes up for the individual, we can open up their record by clicking on their first name, last name, or ID number. So I'll just go ahead and click on the ID number in this case. And then the next step is to move to the Contribute tab. If you're in the political, this can also be labeled financial. It just depends on the current version that you have of the application. But in most instances, regardless of whether or not you are using the political version or the nonprofit version, the tab you're looking for is going to be labeled Contribute. Now, there is going to be one other variance here between the two versions of software, and that is going to be this ID number. On the far left-hand side of the political version, you will see the actual ID number for the transaction. However, if you're in the nonprofit version, the ID number is not visible. It's minimized, but you will see the word open. And what we're going to do is utilize either the ID number or the word open if we're in the nonprofit to open up the contribution card itself. Now, of course, we identify the transaction that's erroneous, and in this case, it's going to be my $1,000 gift that was entered today. So I'm going to click on the ID number. Again, if I'm in the nonprofit, I'm going to click on the word open. And then all I really need to do to get rid of this is going to be to click on this red X, and that will eliminate the contribution. However, if the contribution has been deposited, there are additional steps that need to be taken. And so you will want to hop into this other tab and verify very quickly as to whether or not this gift has been recorded in a deposit. If it hasn't, we're going to click the red X and this will go away. If it has, there's going to be some additional steps you need to take. I'll provide a link to those in the description. You can take those steps, then come back and follow this and just click this red X and delete it. So without further ado, I'll click on the red X, click OK to approve this, and now my erroneous contribution is gone, and I'm down to 2 gifts that this individual had given before. Again, if you have a deposited gift that needs to be taken out of a deposit for deleting this, look to the description below, and I'll have a link that walks you through how to take that out of the deposit. But otherwise, you're just going to hop in to the individual's record, go to the Contribute tab, find the gift that you're looking to get rid of. If you're in the political, click on the ID number, or if you're in the nonprofit, you'll click on the word open. Then you'll click on the big red X in the top of the contribution card to eliminate that erroneous gift.